a second, and then we'll switch this one to the next slide. Oops. All right, and we talk about a row. All right, and when we create a table, it's going to have both rows and columns. And rows we call our records, and this is just data set that represents a single item. So for example, customer name, customer address, customer phone number, city, state, zip. All right, those are like fields, right? So that is what we call a record or a row, okay? The next terminology that we're going to look at is a column or a field. And in a field, it is a column of similar items such as name, address, birthday. All right? Normally with no association with each other. All right? Other than they're the same type of data. And this altogether makes up what is called a table, which is a set of columns and rows or records. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the Access, go back to the Access database again. And you notice that we have this view here, and it has an ID, and it has a click to add. What we're going to do is we're going to come over to View and go to Design View. So we're going to call this table Lesson 2 Group Data, just because we're doing it together. And here again, we will make it a customer type database or table. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, you notice that the first field right here says ID, right? And it said it's a primary key, so that's already selected, which means, and if I go over to primary key, it will explain what a primary key is. And it says designates the select field or fields as the primary key. It tells you that it's a unique, could be a number, could be an alphanumeric, anything you want it to be. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to come into the field, and we're going to change it from ID to customer ID. And I'm going to tell you in here, you do not want to put spaces in the field name. Now we can have that do an auto number, or I can click on this box and tell it what type of value I want it to be. You know, what is that attribute type? All right, and in this case, I'm going to call it a short text. I'm then going to come down here, and I can format or change the values. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to change it from 255 to 7. Or if I was doing Social Security numbers, whatever, you know, 9. Okay, and then under caption, do you see that right there? This is where I can type in customer ID with a space. Okay. I don't know what happened to him. Okay, there it is. All right. So there's our customer ID. You can see it's 7 long. It's a customer ID, right? It's a indexed yes, so there's no duplicates. All right. So our next field we're going to do is F name for first name. Here again, we're going to call it a short text. And we're going to come down and change the short text to be 25. Because we don't need the field length to be 255 characters. And then we're just going to change the caption to first name. Okay. Now you'll notice that we have all our values here, but we also have what is called a property sheet. All right. And in later videos, we'll take a closer look at property sheets. All right. But right now, we're just going to look here, and in here, we're just going to type first name with a space. All right, we're going to go up and create another value called LName. And we're going to do the same thing on short text. We're going to change the short text to 25. We're going to go into caption and say last name. All right, the next field we're going to type is address. And short text. We're going to go down and change address to 30. Okay, and we can put address in the caption, but since it shows up this way, we can just leave it that way. It's up to you, but we're going to type the word address. All right, and then we're going to say city, state, and zip. And then we'll go back and format each one of them or change their value. So here again, we'll change city to 25. Put city in the caption. State, we'll change to 25. State. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to do something different on zip. We're going to drop that down, and we're going to change the value to, we can do a number, right? That's not a currency, it's not a date or time, right? So we're going to do here, it's a number. Okay, and then what we're going to do here real quick is we're going to look at input mask. And what input mask does, if we click on it, you're going to see it gives us 3 dots at the end. Okay, so we can change it to text. We'll try this again. Alright, and if you look here, you can see that we have phone number, social security, zip code, extension, password, long term. So what we want is zip code. And we can then try next, or click next. And then it asks us what time, how do we want it to look. Alright, and that's perfectly fine. We can do the long value of the zip code. Alright, and we'll hit it next. And without the symbols and the mask, like that, or do you want the symbols? So we're going to go with the symbols. And next. And then we can click finished on that. Alright, now you notice the other one was a phone number, and that's what we're going to do next is phone number. So we're going to type phone, and then the NO for number, right? Okay. And then we're going to go over and do a short text. We're then going to put the value phone number. So in caption, we're going to type phone number. Okay, and then we're going to go to input mask. Then we're going to go through the same steps as we did before. Yep. And then we're going to click on phone number and tell it next. And then it's going to ask us what we want it to look like. And that's perfectly fine. And with the hyphens. And what it's asking you is, without the symbols, do you want to store it this way or do you want to store it that way, right? So here again, if you have a lot, maybe this is the best way to store it to save room. Because remember, characters do take up space. I'm not sure how much those characters take up, but they do. So we're going to hit next and finish. Alright, so now that we're done with our table, and we will then review, we'll go back to view up here, and it wants us to save it. you're going to see that now it uses the captions up here. Customer, space ID, first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. If I click on zip, it gives me the lines. If I click on phone number, it gives me the spaces. So we can type a customer number in as 1111. First name Peter, second name Popcorn, address 555 space West Main, Warren, Ohio, zip 444. Oops, gotta start at the beginning. 44483 7727. Okay, phone number 330 219 5555. Okay, we go to the next one, next customer. 1121, and that'll be Mickey Moose. So Mickey Moose, and here again that's 556 East Main, also Warren, also Ohio, and it's 44483, and it'll be 5565, and he's 330 555 55555. Okay, so now we'll add one more record here, and we'll call it 1131, and this will be Redmond Duck. He's going to live in, he's going to be 675 Maine, Youngstown, that's Ohio, and the phone number is, the zip code is 44454, and then 3232, and he's also 330 555 5556. Alright, so this gives you an idea that we can then put the information in a table. What's nice about Access is if I wanted to sort here real quick, I can pull up here and I can say, right, so it goes that order, or I can hit that arrow and sort the reverse order. Same thing for first name. Last name. And what's nice about it, if there's not a lot of records in there, it tells you everything that's there. Right? So that if I want to look up last name, and I have a large database, and I just want Moose to come up, I click on Moose, tell it OK. Moose is the only record that shows. Alright, so you can look inside the tables themselves. Alright, that's going to be the end of lesson 2.